So this video right here has 27 million views, quite a lot, and 1.3 million likes. Crazy. And if you just take a look at it, it doesn't seem to have a hook at all, right? What is that? How can this break the rules and get away with it? But what a lot of people don't understand is that hooks, aka the beginning of your Reels, TikToks, or YouTube Shorts or whatever, are totally shifting in front of our eyes right now. And if you still use the type of hooks you've used last year, you'll probably be stuck in what a lot of people call the 200, 300, 500 view jail. Basically, you not being able to pierce through a certain threshold, right? So let me introduce you to a concept that I call the anti-hook. And I'm sure you've seen these lists with hooks to use, right? I have it too, by the way. And to a certain degree, these types of list hooks, they can be helpful. But usually what we hear is within the first 3 seconds, you need to introduce a problem, talk to your target audience directly, make them curious, obviously. And now more than ever, with so much competition left and right, you got to be sure to amp this whole thing up and sort of set yourself apart from all the other creators out there. Because to be honest, for me, it feels like people are developing some sort of shield against these traditional old style hooks, because people are aware, well, this person just wants to grab my attention, then shower me with bad, mediocre content. Now, I've noticed something very interesting over the past few months with actually super viral short form videos. And actually, let me show you an example right here. If my battery's not empty, 6%, damn, okay, we'll see. So this video right here has actually 27 million views, quite a lot, and 1.3 million likes. And seemingly, it doesn't even have a hook at all, right? Wow, there's some new UI down there. Next reel in 2, 3, 4. Okay, what is that? How can this break the rules and get away with it? And if we take a closer look, first of all, the creator kind of assumes the algorithm knows the right target audience already. There's no part where the creator says something like
6 lights out of CUs on your next video shoot.
Basically what most gurus would have told him to do. Instead, if we take a look at it, the video immediately goes into action, but it still touches all the important points of crafting great hooks. Because we see this video scrolling through, and just as we're about to understand what's even going on and what this whole thing is about, so our brain takes a while, let's say half a second or 45 milliseconds, 450, yeah. Just as we're about to understand what this whole thing is about lighting and how different lighting changes things, the lighting setup actually changes in the video just at over 1 second, giving you this extra trigger and basically fulfilling everything that a hook needs to be. There's nothing else to distract us, right? Especially no text. It just plays with natural human curiosity. And once you see the second setup and the third a second later, which would be basically the 3-second mark, doesn't matter whether you're a filmmaker, right, which would be the super close target audience, or if you're just remotely interested in filmmaking, you just want to know what happens next, because it just plays to your natural human curiosity. Now, in practice, to be honest, that's sometimes really as easy as just really cutting the hook that you recorded or plan out. Just cut it away, just edit it out, or don't even record it, just try it out, right? Most of the times, that's actually the most effective, easiest trick to create a hook that gets right into the action. Now, to understand this whole concept and to actually use it in your videos, believe it or not, all of this comes back to an elephant. Yeah, hear me out. This will change your game. The other day, I was actually reading this book right here, Storyworthy by Matthew Dix, which is basically a book for everyday storytelling situation. And there's one thing that really stuck with me that's just like it's written for short form videos, even though the book is way older than that. He says, basically, if somebody random comes up to you and wants to tell you something, right, a story, you basically have no idea what to expect. Could be boring for all we know. And actually, if somebody comes up to me, I don't even want to listen, right? Somebody comes up to me like, hey, excuse me, I have something to say. All my radars come up and I just want to run away, or actually turn around and slap somebody in the face. It's essentially the exact same concept that applies to us right now as short form video creators. Because the second people see your first frame of your video, they look for ways to swipe away and basically to stop listening. Now, here's the thing though. If this certain somebody comes up to you with an elephant in his hands, with a leash or something like that, things suddenly look different, I would say. At least for me. Because I just want to know, why is there an elephant? And the elephant is actually nothing else than our hooks. Let me explain. So whenever you create a hook, whenever you start a video or a story or whatever it is, first of all, think about what is the elephant in the room. There's always something that triggers people more. That obviously comes down to understanding your target audience, their psychographics. We've done a video about that. But actually, let me give you an example. let's say you're a travel blogger in Italy and you want to show hidden gems, right? Because that's actually what's hot right now in the scene, by the way. So you basically have two choices. Either you make the same old,
well, here's 4 hidden gems at Italy that blew me away. Reg.
we've seen it. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work, by the way, right? I'm just giving you additional ways to set yourself up ahead of the curve. But yeah, basically we have this one part, boring that. But let's actually together apply this elephant technique. What would be the first hidden gem you want to see? Well, there was a century-old, it's actually a real example from one of my clients. They found a medieval sort of century-old festival. They just wanted to go there for 30 minutes or something like this. Ended up staying the whole day, getting sucked into this Roman Empire type of festival, right? Here's what we came up with.
The moment I get lost in a small village, Italy, and stumble upon a centuries-old festival, I understood. Travel isn't just about places, it's about unexpected moments that broaden your world.
Okay, now that I say it out loud, it sounds a little bit cheesy, but you get the idea, right? It's immediately something interesting. Now, obviously, there's one more element that's missing, which I'm going to get into in a second. But just because it's so cheesy right now, and I just see my Apple Watch actually lying there that I haven't worn in years, sad. Let's take this. So instead of saying, yeah, top 5 new features of my new Apple Watch, right? Yeah, look at me. You might, for example, want to start with, and obviously it depends on your whole situation and your audience, right? You get the idea. But for example, you could say something like, this new Apple Watch saved my life before any symptoms showed earlier this week. This gadget isn't just about convenience, it's about potentially saving lives. All sounds cheesier when I say it out loud, but you get it, right? I hope you get it. Right, so we've seen how ditching the traditional hook for an anti-hook can intrigue and engage our audience in ways we never imagined. Basically the sneaky way from the side. But there's actually another layer to this, and it's not just what we say, obviously, but also how we say it. And I'm not just talking about the vocal tonality. It's actually the combined package itself, and it's kind of hard to put into words right now. But the whole thing, the whole package of the hook just needs to make sense. Let me try to explain this. You've got your target audience with all their wants, needs, and interests. And with your hooks, you basically need to match the visuals as well as the audio, the text, whatever you say, how you say it, and the whole thing. This whole thing needs to be aligned. And you know, this is, for example, why a lot of the times audio trends that blow up are voiceovers from movies.
For this one voice that we all know, it's actually me. Didn't expect that.
Because it just talks in a way that people just want to listen. Now, if you want to dive deeper into that topic of whole tonality, background, and stuff like this, first of all, leave me a comment down below so I know that I should create more about this. And sign up for my free Insider Club newsletter. If you sign up through this link right here, somewhere down below, you'll actually get the full breakdown of these new types of hooks and how to create them straight into your inbox totally for free. Oh, and yeah, this video right there shows you even more practical examples to always nail your hooks and beat the algorithm.